Good morning. My name is Kelly Chapman, and I serve as the Director of Operations here at our Southeast Rally Table. I get to take a moment to welcome you all this morning. We're so glad that you have joined us for our virtual worship service. This has certainly been one of our rhythms throughout the pandemic, has been to gather in this way, and we're grateful to have had you on that journey with us. And we look forward to our relaunch of indoor weekly worship services beginning August 22nd. And there will be more about our relaunch schedule in the announcements portion of this worship service. For now, we invite you to ground yourselves, ready yourselves for worship. We again are so glad that you're here as we move into a season where we're going to be talking about moving forward to Sabbath and learning what it looks like to work from rest as opposed to trying to earn our rest through work. We invite you to start that practice right now. So maybe that's pausing this video and just taking a moment to breathe, or look at something outside, or get your cup of coffee, or get a snack, to do something to allow yourself to begin from a place of rest as you engage our worshipful work. That's what we invite you to. We're glad that you're here. Let's worship God in spirit and in truth.
Friends, before we get started, I want to let you know that this time together is going to be a little bit different than our usual reflection that is offered up during our worship experience. I realize this is a holiday weekend and many of you may be spending time in recreation, literally in creation, letting God restore you, or among family members and friends. And we want to honor that even in the midst of our worship experience, to give you the kind of margin that your worshipful work might spill out in the ways in which you are resting this weekend. But if you want a kind of a longer or more comprehensive Sunday connection, I'm going to invite you to view the worship experience that we had last Sunday, so June 27th, which you can find on the Southeast Raleigh Table's Facebook page. There we have an interactive experience where you can create what is known as a rule of life. So if you are hoping for something a little more full for your Sunday morning experience, I'm going to invite you to go there. However, here I want to reflect on what will be kind of our focus during the month of July at the Southeast Raleigh Table, and that is on rest and on taking time for Sabbath. As we are turning the corner in the pandemic, and as we are seeing the pace of our lives pick up, I want us to learn to flex muscles for carving out space for margin, for rest, and to be still. And it takes practice. Rest was the first gift that was given to humanity. If you read in the creation narratives in Genesis chapter 1, you will see there that after God creates humankind, God takes a rest and humankind takes a rest. It is the gift that God offers to us out of the overflow of God's love for us and God's love for all of creation. And though rest is a gift, oftentimes in the context that we live in our lives, we consider rest to be something that we earn, something that we hustle after, something that maybe we don't deserve, but that if we do enough, then we can actually take it. I want us to reframe that understanding of rest and to hold on to the idea that if God has given us rest, time to be still, time to be restored, time for our bodies to be redeemed not having to be productive, that gift, that overflow of God's love, we don't hustle for it and we don't have to earn it. It is something that is offered freely. And so the reframing comes for us to treat rest as a gift, to treat rest not as something that is a suggestion, but the gift that is for our very good. Rest is not a word. Rest is a practice. And in the same ways that we build up capacity to work, and we build up capacity for output, and we build up capacity to produce results, we also have to build up capacity to stop, build up capacity to be still, to build up capacity to do the things that restore and redeem us. We have to build up the capacity to rest. In Psalm 46, verse 10, we hear these words, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am God. Our acts of stillness are oftentimes connected to our trust in God. That when we know God, that God can take care of all of the tasks that are before us, that God can take care of the things that we think we need to be doing, that God can take care of whatever is before us, that we're running here, there, and everywhere, or we start to tell ourselves that for us to care for ourselves would mean to abandon the care for others, that God can take care of others. Yes, I don't say that in a overly spiritualized way. We have to show up in the world, and yet we don't have to do so at the expense of us being still, of us getting to come home to ourselves, of us also getting to enjoy the gift that God has given us and given to all humanity as a sign of God's love for all of creation and for all of humanity, that we can rest, that we can rest. So this morning, or whenever you are watching this, I want you to hold on to two things. The first is that rest is a gift. The second is that rest is a practice. And then as I prepare to ground us, that we might ask God for courage to believe that rest is indeed a gift and not something we have to hustle for. And the courage to lean into a way of life to actually practice rest. So wherever you are, I'm going to invite you, if you can, to place your feet on the ground. And if you are able, that you might place your hands on your lap, like on your thighs, with your hands open. And this will be a sign that we believe that God gives us good gifts. This will be a sign that we believe that in this moment we will receive the courage needed to not let our humanity get in the way of believing that because we know of the goodness of God, we can rest. With your hands open and your feet on the ground, I'm going to invite you to bow your head. And I want you to bow your head, not because we are making ourselves small or we're hiding from ourselves, but instead I want you to bow your heads because this is oftentimes the posture when a person is anointed or a person is commissioned. And when another places their hands upon the shoulders or upon one's head who's about to be anointed or about to be commissioned. So if you can strike up the image of the divine, our creator, gently placing God's hands upon our shoulders or upon our heads as a sign of commissioning for us to be people who practice rest. Might you imagine God saying, I'm the one who created the heavens and the earth. I am a God who creates and recreates. I am a God who moves mountains. I am a God who journeys through valleys. I am a God who makes a way out of no way. I am a God where nothing is impossible for me. So therefore, the work we may feel we have to get done, the things we feel that we have to do right now, the urgency that oftentimes keeps us in an anxious state, the deadlines that have us going here, there, and everywhere, the mounting paperwork, the laundry, the schedules, all of the things that so often overwhelm us. Can you imagine God saying to you, because I am a God where nothing is impossible for me, even in the face of all that you believe you have to do, believe that I am able to hold all of the things in your life so that you can rest. Spirit, might you give us the courage to take a 30-minute nap if that is what we need. To take an extra long walk if that is what we need. To move things around on our calendars or to move things off of our calendar if that is what we need. To sit quietly for a few moments if that is what we need. To care for ourselves with the rhythm of rest if that is what we need. Only you alone, God, know what measure of courage it will take for us to believe that you can hold all things so that we can be still and know that because you are God, we can be still. Would you help us now in this moment, in this season when we've been given a holiday, to begin the practice of living out the gift that you have given us in this wondrous, beautiful reality called rest. May it be so. In your strong name, O God. Amen.
Hey everyone, my name is Becky Blanco. I'm the children's coordinator here, and I have just a few announcements for you today. First, on August 22nd, we are moving forward in person every single week, 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. We're really excited about that, and we're preparing for that in a couple different ways. First is that the second Sunday of every month until then, we are meeting in person out on the lawn at 7 p.m. We'd love for you to join us. And the second way that we are getting ready for August 22nd is we are looking for volunteers. If you want to jump in and know what the culture is like and really get involved, please let us know. Send us an email, reach out to us, because we'd love to get you plugged in. Friends, now is an opportunity for you to pass the peace. Reach out to somebody that's either in your household or somebody you haven't spoken to in a little while, and you can say something just as simple as, "Peace of Christ be with you." Take a moment and do that now. As we enter our time of giving tithes and offerings, I just want to remind you that giving is never an obligation for anyone that it's watching. If you're a guest with us, this service is our gift to you. We're so glad that you joined us. But for those of you that are prepared to give, there's a couple different ways you can do so. There's text to give. You could set up a reoccurring payment or a one-time payment. All that information is going to be there for you on the next slide. And we thank you for partnering with us and what God is doing here in Southeast Raleigh.
As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to simply repeat after me wherever you are as our final blessing. Be still and know that I am God. Would you say it again? Be still and know that I am God. I pray and I hope that over the course of this month, you will learn to be still and trust in a God who cares for you enough to give you the gift of rest. May it be so.